And $2.40 favourite Matron Bullwinkle on debut. This daughter of So You Think from the inside draw for the Jamie Carr and Ma and Eustace combination. Tago Margot there, $3.80 for Lloyd Kennywell. Second up here as well, out to the 1400 metres. Son of the Beast, another debutant here for the Buston and Young stable. Flying Artist looking to get back into a little bit of form that we've previously seen. $9. Rupert's Delight at the $12. The rest all in double figures. Of course, you're betting with Bet365. Utilise the Top Tote Plus. Let's go to the yard.
This mounting yard is brought to you by Sany. Moving tomorrow, today.
We're going to start here as they make their way into the yard with the 4 Flying Artist here, who he's shown a lot of promise previously that we've seen, Ben, this son of Flying Artie, but just hasn't delivered recently.
Yeah, I'd like to see him improve slightly, Kate. So he sat close to a slow speed at Sandown and he was out sprinted. It was a stronger maiden than what he tackles here. He maps for a nice run again. He finds a weaker maiden. I just want to see him again today.
Certainly was. And as we continue through, let's take a look at Ginger Creek here for Lindsay Park and Jamie Mott.
Yeah, this horse was gelded this preparation, started a big price, was only playing at Yarra Valley last time out. The rising distance third up might help, but his form makes it pretty hard for me to be confident. Another one I want to see improve.
Rupert's Delight here, who has had the 8 starts, hasn't been able to race here at the distance before. Up to the 1400 metres a query?
It is, yeah, for me. Led and tired late at Mornington last time out. That ability to race on the speed could be a real plus, though, in this race. It's a race that certainly lacks speed on paper. I'm with you, though. That's a query, 1400 metres. We're
used to seeing the Buston and Young stable and Froggy Newitt have success here at Cranbourne. They're here with debutant Son of the Beast.
Yeah, I think they've got a good chance of success again here with this horse. 2 recent Cranbourne jump outs. Second to Vermentino in the first. That's a pretty nice horse. He came out and won his maiden impressively at Hamilton. He showed some speed and then went to the line under light riding in that jump out. In the latest over 1,000 metres, he was off the speed, went to the line really nicely under light riding. So is a horse with some nice ability. We'll get to him shortly. That's just Rupert's Delight we've got on there. So we'll get to Son of the Beast and have a look at him shortly. We've probably gone a little quick through these, Kate. But yeah, I've liked what I've seen in his 2 jump outs. And I think in a race that lacks quality exposed form, he's a really big chance here on debut.
Certainly was. Paddy Maloney running Rupert's Delight there, and congratulations to him getting engaged over the break. But as you said, as we make our way in to Son of the Beast 2 here for the Buston and Young yard.
Yeah, so those 2 jump outs, as I said, he's shown nice ability, showed speed in one, sat off the speed in the other, gone to the line under light riding on both occasions. I think there's an opportunity to go forward here for this debutant, but I think it's a good race for the debutants to measure up because I think the exposed form isn't too strong. He's one of those 2 key chances, I think, along with Matron Bullwinkle.
As you said, though, you like what you've been able to see from this first starter?
Sure do, yep, key chance.
Move along now to the 9, Cost of Devotion. This 4-year-old daughter of Van Costa de Hero out of a Dash for Cash mare for the Cornish and Gascon stable. First up, but the outsider of the field.
Yeah, hasn't got within 6 lengths of the winner in 4 starts to date. And I couldn't find a recent trial or a jump out. So I can't make a case with any confidence on what she's shown so far. I would have needed to have seen a trial or jump out where she went really well to be making any sort of case.
Another first starter for the Buston and Young stable here in Baguio, named after a Philippines city, having her first start with the earmuffs on here, but does have that wide draw to contend with.
Yeah, debuts, having had 3 recent Cranbourne jump outs, was third under light riding in the latest of them. She draws wide, gives me the impression she'll probably appreciate further. I wonder if they'll probably ride her quietly with the view to getting out over further in more time. And with that in mind, I'd just like to see her here on debut.
Certainly was. We'll continue through. Let's take a look at the 12. Cavalita, a 3-year-old daughter of More Than Ready here for John Maloney. We've seen her being scratched leading into this second up run. Obviously finished 3rd over the 1200 metres at Geelong on the 1st of December when first up. We've seen her be scratched due to wide draws, but she comes here today.
Yeah, no match for the Quinella, but ran okay first up at Geelong. Looks suited by the rising distance, I think, today. We don't know how good the debutants are, but outside of them, it's a pretty moderate maiden. So I think she's one that's over the odds there, $16, $17, and worth including in your wider multiples.
Our favourite Matron Bullwinkle here. We're just seeing Jamie Carr out there having a chat to the ownership group as we lead in here. The favourite, this daughter of So You Think, who is having her first start over the 1400.
Yeah, a couple of recent jump outs for her. So the first of them over 800 metres, she wasn't asked for any effort. She was off the speed. I like the way she went to the line under really light riding to finish fourth. The latest, she settled midfield on the fence. I also like the way she was able to take a gap, and then when asked for an effort, but in probably a stronger heat behind a handy enough winner, she responded. My little query with her is whether 1400's a bit sharp, whether she's a 1600 metre plus horse, but she gets Jamie Carr on debut, got the inside barrier. I'm going with her as the one to beat in a suitable race.
We've already seen Jamie Carr with a winner today, taking out the first on Miss Middle Park. As we continue through the yard, coming up on the screen, a daughter of Written Tycoon here, Targo Margot, from the widest draw for Lloyd Kennywell and Joe Bowditch.
Yeah, it was the second fastest closing splits of the race first up. She put a gap on third. She should strip fitter for that run. She finds, as I said, what's a pretty moderate race in terms of exposed form. The obvious query is how good the debutants are, but if the debutants don't measure up, then she's got it's a really suitable race for her. Not sure quite where she's going to get to in the run from the barrier. That was my other little concern.
Well, he's got a bit of race experience here. The 7 runs under the belt as son of Danerich. Cop that for Kerry Ferrugia and Nathan Punch.
I wonder if they're Tiger fans. I reckon that Cop That banner's been in the Richmond cheer squad for as long as I can remember, for at least a good 20-odd years, and maybe there's a Tiger reference there, maybe not. Led at a fast speed, tired late first up on heavy ground, should strip fitter, finds a race without a huge amount of speed on paper. That could be the advantage for this horse, but I think there's stronger chances, as the market suggests.
Let's go back to the 2 here in Kiwa, second up and out to the 1400 metres now for Rachel Frost and Celine Gaudray. Interesting, we talked about how the favourite might want further. Do you think this guy maybe might as well?
I'm clutching there, thinking that maybe that's the key to see some improvement, because there needs to be some improvement. Found it really hard to make a case on what this horse has shown in the 3 starts today.
Give us your top 4 here for race number 3.
Yeah, this is a tough race, Kate. I think there's 2 key hopes, and I think they're the 2 debutants, Matron Bullwinkle and Son of the Beast. I struggle to split the pair. I'm leaning the way to Matron Bullwinkle for Jamie Carr from the inside barrier, but it's hard to have any real confidence not knowing what these two are going to be like under race pressure, where they're going to settle in the run, etc. But I think both of them have showed enough that if one of the 2 wins, it will be no surprise at all. Targo Margot brings the best of the race form. Cavalita won at a price. If you're playing wider multiples, maybe you can throw in there for a bit of value.
This market update is brought to you by Bet365.
First starter, Matron Bullwinkle, this daughter of So You Think, is the 2:30 favourite here for the Mara and Eustace stable. Jamie Carr looking for an early double after taking out race number 1. This filly will jump from the inside draw. One with a little bit of race experience, Targo Margot, looking to break the maiden at start number 4 there for Lloyd Kennywell, $3.20 out to $4. Little bit of support for one of our other first starters here, Son of the Beast, $5.50 into $4.80 late for the Buston and Young Yarded. Flying Artist, we want to see him return to form, $10. Rupert's Delight also out to the 13. A little bit of support there for Cavalita. Ben's value selection too, 26 into 16 just for this race. As you've said, it really looks the key, Ben, just for is it going to be the first starters, or is it going to be one of those with a bit more race experience? Yeah,
that's the key. How good are these first starters? Will they measure up? We'll find out shortly, but I think it's a nice race for them. Speed-wise, it's going to be interesting. Rupert's Delight and Cop That are the 2 that have shown speed up to 1400 metres. I'm not convinced either of them really want to go forward, but they've got the speed too. Flying Artist is going to get a lovely run, I think, from that draw. Potentially Matron Bullwinkle. She's got to see whether that jump out speed translates to race form. The fascinating horses in the race that I'm not exactly sure what we're going to get. Son of the Beast, he showed in his first jump out. He's got the speed, I think, in a race like this over 1400 to go forward. And what do they do with Targo Margot from a wide draw? Do they just roll the dice and go forward, or go back? It's going to be interesting. Let's start taking a look at a couple of these as we lead in a few minutes for jump to race number 3. These debutants, Matron Bullwinkle here, Cranbourne jump out on December 20. It was a nice piece of work. So this was the second jump out. The first one finished off nicely under light riding down the outside. This one, she took a sit in behind the speed on the fence. I like the way she took the gap, and then when asked for an effort late, she took a little bit of winding up. That's my concern, whether maybe she wants a bit further, but she was strong to the line and looks to have some nice ability. She's, of course, $180,000 Inglis Easter yearling sale purchase. Main competition from the unraced Song of the Beast here for the Buston and Young Yard. We're taking a look at another Cranbourne jump out. This Son of Maurice, though, finished second on this occasion. reckon he's not the widest horse here, Kate. I think that was Flame of Venice, the widest horse, who wins the jump out. I think he's the one just inside it. So both of them were under really light riding. He finishes second here. She goes up. I'm sorry, I'm not sure if it's a he or she, Flame of Venice, but Flame of Venice wins the heat narrowly there on the outside. He was under very light riding and they've gapped third. So he's shown some good ability. In his previous jump out, he did show some speed to suggest he potentially could go forward here on debut.
So they're the two first starters who are highest in the market. Let's take a look at Targo Margo. First up, over the 1100 metres, finishes second at Moe.
Market's taking a set against this performance, Kate. I was happy enough to be against Targo Margo in the early betting. This horse was quite short yesterday when I was doing my form. It was around the 270 chance.
Yep.
A good effort, gap third. I like that. I like the fact it's got race experience and race fitness on her side. I was more than happy enough to tip the two first starters. When you're getting better than $3, Matron Bullwinkle, you're looking at better than $5, Son of the Beast. And the market was being dominated by Targo Margo. That's changed this morning. Matron Bullwinkle firmed into favourite and Targo Margo opened 340 on the VOP. Matron Bullwinkle opened 260. Well, it's just continued. So Matron Bullwinkle's now gone 260 to 235. Targo Margo, who was your sub $3 favourite throughout most of betting after the scratching of Forged, has now been 340 from being shorter than $3 this morning. Now 340 out to 550. Son of the Beast really well supported, 5 into 380. So the market's saying one of these two first starters is potentially going to be winning. Market really keen on their chances. Flying Artist really easy. Looking for some specking outside of these horses. Rupert's Delight's been easy. Cavalier's at least held her price, but all the significant support's been for the two first starters, and Targo Margo has been really easy in the betting.
Certainly is, as we said, as we lead in. Matron Bullwinkle will jump favourite. This daughter is So You Think for the Ma and Eustace stable. Jamie Carr continue her fantastic form. Let's head to Terry.
OK, Kate, these runners about to move in. Starter calling them up to line. Matron Bullwinkle by the great So You Think is the favourite. She looks like she'll take every inch of the 1400 metres, what I saw from her jump outs. She's drawn the inside gate, so she's going to need room at the right time, but she's a lovely, big, strong unit. And Son of the Beast has trialled up really well to win a race. They've kept him for his home track here, scratched recently, and he looked in great nick. I think one of the two win the race. They just need a bit of luck. Son of the Beast is a really nice type, as is the favourite. You couldn't knock them on type. Now, Madam Bullwinkle, or Matron Bullwinkle in the barrier. Flying Artist coming up. Ginger Creek about to move in. Track's played really well. We've seen them from the back and the front in the previous race, running first and second, and the same as was the case in the first. Now, Cost of Devotion moving in. Cavalita ready. Ginger Creek in with Flying Artist, Matron Bullwinkle. She just got a little annoyed in the yard. She had the hood on and was tossing her head around and just being slightly piggish, just slightly. Now, Cop That moves in. Targo Margo to move up. Waiting on Baggio to get set. Kiowa out of the gate. Son of a Beast, nice and relaxed behind the barrier. Looks a real likely type, the 8 horse. I'd be surprised if he doesn't run a big race against the favourite. And I don't think there's much opposition outside of them, really, to be honest with you. If they can take up reasonable positions, I think one of the two win. Now we're just about set. Baggio to move in, as opposed to the two Baggios that raced here in Australia, particularly the one Barry Baldwin had up in Queensland. He was a terrific gallop of the grey. This one's a Baggio. Targo Margo to be the last to move in. In early betting was a false, very short price favourite. It's out the gate now. Matron Bullwinkle has the club's jacket, the white and the green cap with the white markings. Now Baggio moves in and Targo Margo to move in. Targo Margo to come up. It's out to $7. Matron Bullwinkle, Jamie Carr with the ride. Jamie's got this ride and a ride in the first or the next race as well. Matron Bullwinkle just playing up a bit, barrier 1, moving about. They're off, and she walked out of the barriers, Matron Bullwinkle. There was no speed from her. Son of the Beast on the inside began very quickly, and he's going to charge straight to the front. Flying Artist is now kicking up. Tago Mago, Rupert's Delight handy, and Matron Bullwinkle rapidly improves from Cop That. 2 or 3 Cavalita, then Ginger Creek, Baggio, the fence over Kiowa, and Cost of Devotion last of all. Flying Artist on the inside leads Son of the Beast 1,000 out. They stride clear by 2 lengths on Rupert's Delight, wanting to go much faster. Matron Bullwinkle settles beautifully on the fence. 2.5 Tago Mago, Cop That, 2 Cavalita. On the rail is Baggio, well back Ginger Creek, then Kiowa, and Cost of Devotion last in a strung out field. Flying Artist went clear of Son of the Beast. Coming off the back, Son of the Beast just under a little pressure there at the 600. Matron Bullwinkle on the fence has travelled beautifully. Rupert's Delight next, then Cop That, Tago Mago, well back Cavalita, Ginger Creek, Baggio's a long way off them. Near the tail is Kiowa and Cost of Devotion last. Matron Bullwinkle just looking to get off the fence as they turn the bend. Flying Artist, the front runner, kicked away a length and a half. Matron Bullwinkle, Son of the Beast, and further back is Cop That running on. Flying Artist giving the 2 favourites something to run down. Led by 2.5, and they're making no impression. Son of the Beast and Matron Bullwinkle fighting out the minors from Rupert's Delight. In front is Flying Artist, and Flying Artist is stopping the favourite, grabbed and beat it. Last stride, Matron Bullwinkle, who was never going to win. Flying Artist fell in a hole and she's nabbed him, and or Son of the Beast second or third. Behind those runners was Tago Mago, Ginger Creek, Rupert's Delight, Baggio, Cop That. They were followed by Cavalita, Kiowa, and Cost of Devotion last in. Never, ever, ever going to win the race. Flying Artist was home for all the money in the world, and then he just sat down. It was as if he hit an invincible brick wall with about 20 metres to go. Son of the Beast and Matron Bullwinkle lunging. The leader has fallen in the biggest hole you've ever seen, and I think the favourite has just beaten Son of the Beast, and will. Jamie Carr, winning rider, a winning double for her. Tardy to go. She's an out-and-out staying type. She just kept building, building, building. Son of the Beast was under the pump before the corner, and it looked like he might miss the placings, but he's lifted. He, like the winner, is just a stayer. And Flying Artist back in third. That's unofficial, but it'll be 13, 8 and 4, and a further photo for fourth position. Flying Artist was home and hose. Luke Curry must have been thinking to himself, down by about the 150. Well, we've got this one. Number 7's got fourth. That's Rupert's Delight. 13, 8, 4 and 7. And I'm tipping they've come home in very, very slow time. So Matron Bullwinkle, Wayne Bolton trackside, and he's with Kate.
Certainly is, Wayne. Congratulations there on the victory here. Her first starter, daughter of So You Think. We knew she'd be strong late, but there was a couple of nervous moments, quite green at the start.
Yeah, obviously she missed the break, and but then obviously Jamie got her in a lovely rhythm. She travelled really nicely, and yeah, the 200... Yeah, it was a little bit edgy, but once she got into her stride, and yeah, she got going, she hit the line really strong, yeah.
Had you come in with the expectations? What were the instructions to Jamie going in?
Look, we didn't tie it down to too many instructions, you know. It was just get her handy, you know. She was drawing 1, so we were a bit conscious. We don't want to get too far back. Obviously, she's a big mare, so we just wanted to, you know, see her travel, and you know, just as long as she found space and got a nice run to the line, we're hopeful that, yeah, she would run well, yeah.
Certainly was. Star midfielder coming up for the team with Carr on board as well later in the program.
Yeah, look, you know, he's been competitive his last few runs, and yeah, like, we'll be confident he runs a nice race, you know. It's his right grade. I think the trip as well will suit him better than Mornington, so yeah, we're confident of a good run.
Well done, congratulations.
Cheers, thank you so much.
There we go, great to speak there to Wayne Bolton representing the Mara and Eustace stable. And Ben, as we wait for Jamie to make her way in here as well, she's in great form, been able to take out 2 of the first 3.
Yeah, you wouldn't know that she missed a significant period of riding. She's giving horses absolutely every chance at the moment. And it's not much Jamie Carr can do about it when they miss the start like that. But what you didn't see picking up the replay at this stage was she gave the horse a little squeeze, but was able to get into the box seat after missing the start considerably. So, yes, Matron Bullwinkle's used a little bit of petrol, but because there was no speed in the race, it's that ability of Jamie Carr to identify quickly that hang on, they're not going quick here. I may be able to just slide through and get the box seat. And on the turn, Flying Artist was just travelling better than these two, both Matron Bullwinkle and Son of the Beast. He gave them the slip. He raced clear, and put a good gap on them. They were just seemingly going up and down on the one spot, the two chasing. But Terry Bailey called it beautifully. He absolutely stopped over the last, sat down with the words that TB used, and that's what he did. He put in the short ones. Matron Bullwinkle and Son of the Beast both charged, and they have run first and second from Flying Artist in third. Rubus Delight took a sit, ran okay, runs fourth, but winner good. She'll want further, and I think the second horse was also really good. He looked in trouble on the turn, but gets up. He'll be winning his maiden sometime soon, probably over further. But a double for Jamie Carr and a couple of nice rides.
Oh, these hot conditions making it worth it. An early double, Jamie. Congratulations. She was a little bit green to kick off, but strung late.
Yeah, I really like this horse. I galloped her last week and she gave me a really nice feel for a horse, to step up over a mile plus. And I thought she'd be competitive today, but she still impressed me the way she had that turn a foot late. She was very tough.
What is it, as you said, to be able to have had that earlier experience too on her? What is it that's really impressing you about her? Obviously, she's a higher price yearling too.
Yeah, look, she's bred to get over a little bit of ground, but she still has a really nice turn of foot. She's got a good brain on her, and she did everything right then, and the team brought her here in terrific order.
Fantastic. Congratulations, Jamie.
Thank you.
There you go, an early double for Jamie Carr. Had to change the silks early just before the jump, racing in the club silks as these ones get there for this Daughter of So You Think kicks off her career with a win. Let's head to a break.